Hello, welcome to Talks from the Abyss number 4. This is your host, Abyssm. And we're going to break out of the history mode a little bit today. Well, maybe not exactly. We're going to talk about that too. But the question that was sort of percolating through my mind today was the definition of not just my music as goth, but what is Gothic music. Now, were you to see what I look like, you would see that um, I don't look particularly Gothic, and but I have to say that that sensibility is one musically that I resonate with quite a bit, and I'm fairly old, so I was there for the start of it, and I always loved Gothic music. I always loved bands like Bauhaus and Sisters of Mercy, and I would put someone like Nick Cave in the Gothic camp. From there, we get into all sorts of derivations and bands that are labeled as Gothic that maybe they are, maybe they aren't, you know. But those are the core bands, and those three bands don't have very much in common at all. So really, it's a sensibility. It's a sensibility of mystery, darkness, but darkness isn't actually accurate because there's always got to be light, and it's the flashes of light in and amongst the darkness that give Gothic music its meaning. And I'm not an expert on definitions of what is and is not Gothic, but quite often I'll just label my music as that. And that's fine. It fits. It's okay. Now, over the years, definitely that's transformed. You know, we had bands back in the 80s like Cocteau Twins that weren't labeled as Gothic, but they certainly appealed to Gothic type people. And then as we moved in, to the 90s, things sort of changed, and as did most of what people cared about. Now, I didn't really start making music until the early 2000s. I was always really into music, but I wasn't even really a music collector. In the 90s, probably as a response to the CD era, I used to, on the weekends, I didn't actually have a car at that time. I wasn't driving. I would walk down to, the place I lived had some amazing used bookstores, and which would double as used record stores. And I would walk down there and pick up some vinyl, and I started collecting quite a lot very cheaply. Of course, the real issue I've always had with vinyl was that it is, it can be pretty low quality if it's beat up, and every play of a vinyl record essentially, increases that noise factor. But I picked up a lot of records that I always wanted, and back in the 80s, mostly it was cassettes we were trading with each other. Oh, another band. Well, yeah, there's all the derivations of bands like the Mission. It just came to mind, and then of course all the bands that splintered off, the Birthday Party and things too. But it's helpful to have something that you could put on your music, and I think that's appropriate. So that's how I label my music as Gothic pop or Gothic rock. And I'm fine with that. It's good. I like black. I dress in black. I don't have any piercings, and that wasn't a thing back in the day. The piercings and the tattoos were not a thing. And I don't particularly care for tattoos. I wouldn't never have one. And I did have my one ear pierced back in the day, as was the fashion, and it was okay. It was fine. What it is, I think, that attracts us to this label is a lot of times it's tempo, although you can get a little bit up there in tempo with some of your Sisters of Mercy. It certainly is the color black, and it certainly is if you look at a band like Nick Cave, there's a attention to the lyrics, and that was certainly present in all three of the bands I mentioned as well. With Bauhaus, it was just one faucet, but with someone like Nick Cave, it became really, really important. And you listen to the lyrics of a band like Sisters of Mercy, the lyrics are always superlative. And actually, that was one of his problems with the, sorry, I don't remember his name, but the guitarist that went on to do the Mission, was nowhere near the sort of lyricist that Andrew Aldrich was, and Andrew Aldrich just basically looked down on his songs for that reason. And it's okay. The funny thing is about lyrics is that it's definitely artistic. It's definitely artifice, and it's definitely something that it can be not that important part of a song. But when they're right, when they're good, when they have extra meaning and extra intention in them, everything is elevated. And I've always striven to, or is it strove? I've always strove to make sure my lyrics were, good. And I like to access a liminal place that is in between a place of full outright intention, like I'm going to write a song about this, versus letting the universe sort of communicate through you with your art and your music. And that, I think, is the best posture to assume as a lyricist and as an artist and I don't usually define myself as a musician, but I certainly do make music, and I guess the appellation there is accurate. Excuse me. We're not doing any editing here. I have noticed that, not tons of views on the videos, but I've been encouraged by my associate who's helping me with this enterprise. So just stick with it and do at least 20 of these, and I will, since it's not that difficult for me to just talk about music, because it's something I care so much about. As I stated in an earlier podcast or broadcast, I make my main living as an artist, and I have made some money off my music here and there. There was occasions where I was paid to mix people's songs, and I've sold a few CDs and songs off of Bandcamp and stuff, but for the most part, it's been pretty minimal. It mostly came into place as a creative activity that I engaged in because I love music and I love expressing myself. And honestly, I feel I'm way better at it than I am at the visual art, in spite of the fact that I make my living off of visual art and I'm an accomplished visual artist, at a high level. Yeah. So that's my talk today. I just wanted to broach that subject. And the song we're going to have is called There's Only One. And it was off my third album. Yes. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, sixth album. Sorry. The Theory of One project. And I think it's quite a good song. I hope you enjoy it.
I never will forget today, and I can't erase and change. That happened when I lost control. That happened to this only soul. I thought I knew about everything. I thought I found a voice to sing, but all there was empty dreams. That's all there was for me. I'll never forget today, and I cannot erase the change that happened when I lost control. What happened to this soul? This soul, I thought I knew about everything. I thought I'd found a voice to sing, but all there was empty dreams. That's all there was for me. The future reveals the past. to the good old days, forgotten now they've went away. I don't know about much it seems, I don't know about everything, except I hold on to these dreams. That's all there is for me.